Well, it is Friday evening at around 6:30. The loft is clean. Has been for a bit. We did our quick little Instagram filming of Tandy's 2 babies. Now I'm just gonna sit watching birds be birds for the next 19 and a half minutes. Y'all, it's been a day. So, we took Escher to her appointment at Highland yesterday, where her condition was basically confirmed to be inoperable. The entire peritoneum was severely inflamed. And an attempt to open her up to get to it, to get any of it removed, would have killed her outright. On the way to get into the vet, she started suffering new neurological symptoms. Throwing her head back, flailing, spinning in circles, just completely incapable of maintaining any kind of coordination. Very, very disoriented looking. Hey, Sunsu. So we made the decision this morning to take her back to South Point and have her put to sleep. Condition apparently continued to worsen throughout the night, even after I had gone to bed. My housemate stayed up with her and let me know how things went when I woke up. She got to where she wasn't able to coordinate her beak enough to eat by herself, and she couldn't seem to orient well enough to actually drink. I have to express my fondest appreciation for the staff at South Point. I had expected to have to send her in and wait for them to bring me her body. What they did was set us up a clean room and let us come in to be with her. I could have gone back to Highland and had her euthanized at no cost. That's their policy for animals they've seen before. But they do that by just injecting into the body cavity for a small animal. And the staff at South Point make sure they're soundly asleep first. Pretty much all the veterinary euthanasias we've done, we've preferred to do at South Point because the staff is deeply compassionate. I was deeply touched to be allowed to spend those last few minutes with her. Supervised from a distance conducive to social distancing. So that, oh, Khonsu, PJ, Betty, and Pippin all fighting over the same box. Good lord. It's like PJ wins again. But, guys, it's been a week. It's been a week. Escher was only 10 months old. You shouldn't have to worry about something like cancer in a 10-month-old animal that's average lifespan is 15 to 20 years. It's not like an infection that I could have seen coming and treated medically. That's one of those things that you really just can't do much about for a bird. It also really hammers home the need for new blood, which we're already taking care of. Which reminds me, since Mia is Ferdy's son out of Astrid, which means that he is a direct and immediate combination of two lines that we've seen a lot of pretty severe health problems in. He is the bird who is going to be retired on the 30th. I have no idea what his life expectancy is going to be. May it be long. But that's going to have to be on the list of considerations for anybody who may want to adopt him. He will definitely not be going to a breeding home. And if he does manage to pair up with anyone else before he leaves, those eggs will be swapped for fakes. No ifs, ands, or buts. We don't want him to produce any more children. Given what ended up happening, we're really lucky that Escher and Radish are all that pair has thrown. And I don't know how that'll change things for Radish. It never gets any easier, honestly. And to be honest, I'm grateful that it doesn't get easier. That would require building up a callus. And I can't tell you how many show and performance breeders I've seen basically shit talk their wives for being sad about a bird needing to be culled. Whether or not that need was a genuine need can be left up to debate, but sad about the culling of a bird. And I'll do what I believe needs to be done for the benefit of that individual. But if what needs to be done is something like euthanasia, you're damn right I'm gonna cry about it. Yes, I'm glad that she didn't give me any children. I'm glad that her genes aren't being passed on any further. But that could also have happened through just adopting her out as a pet, and I would have much rathered that happen. mean, grant you, that wouldn't have prevented her from getting cancer. I'm sorry, guys. I don't write scripts for these. I pretty much just sit here and film birds doing bird things and talk about whatever crosses my mind at the time. That's usually whatever behavior they're exhibiting right then. Sometimes it's bigger things. Y'all have seen her in every video I've made for the last however many months. I've been making them every day. So it wasn't an exaggeration or a cover-up to say that the 13th was the first she showed symptoms. And she was just a little off balance. It's amazing how fast she went from just a little off balance to physically couldn't function. That's as much the way it is with pigeons as it is with rats. By the time you know something's wrong, there's not always something you can do about it. Sometimes there is, and you pray to God that there is, but sometimes there's not. If it had just been an infection, it might have been something we could have treated with medicine. And we still won't know for sure until I finish this video and Oliver's treat training session and I start the necropsy. There are health sections in both the breeders and the rescue Discord, since this was a breeding animal. She'll be in our patron Discord, our clients and adopters Discord, and our companion breeders Discords. So also, if you want to see those pictures but don't necessarily want to join one of those Discords, just message me. I'll be happy to share them. Not many vets work on pigeons, and there's useful knowledge to be gleaned from a careful necropsy. Not just what's wrong with that individual, but what's still normal builds up an average of what a bird is supposed to look like on the inside. I'm sorry this is such a heavy topic. These guys are never not my kids. It's never just an animal needed a procedure. It's one of my kids needed surgery. One of my kids couldn't be saved. they will never not be one of my kids. I miss the ones that go to pet homes. I miss the ones that go on to other breeders' projects. I miss the ones that go on to be therapy birds. But there's chances for happiness in all three of those. There's chances for a full life that there isn't for something went wrong and they couldn't be saved. The only good that comes out of those is what I learned in the necropsy. Hi, Sammy. Did you run over here on a mission just to poop in the sand? And then complain in my general direction. Precious little being. Oh, so, right, I already mentioned that Mia is going to be the bird retiring on the 30th. Y'all have to bear with me. I'm tired and scattered, and it's just been a long week. It never gets any easier to lose someone. That's what these are to me. They're not something, they're someone. Escher wasn't a pigeon, she was Escher. I was going somewhere with that, and I don't remember where it was. And the entire train of thought seems to have not just derailed, but exploded and melted into slag. Just the dual curses of ADD and depression. I love my job. But my job is very hard. If all it was making babies and matching them to people, it would be so easy. It would be something everybody could do. But it's also dealing with death. Hopefully more death in rescue than you have raising birds, because you don't know what they've been through from rescue situations. A lot of them are injured, a lot of them are malnourished, and a lot of them can't be saved. It hurts so much more when it's one of your own. Escher hatched the day after Tandy did in PJ. And that could have been Tandy. Just, God, it hurts so much. Well, 20 minutes is more than enough sad time out of me. Let's go get that little Oliver gathered up for training time. In addition to my clients, adopters, and our apprentices, both for companion breeding and for rescue, I would like to thank our subscribers here on YouTube, our patrons on Patreon, the friends of our business page on Facebook, and our followers on Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter for your financial and intellectual contributions. Financial contributions right now are being split between New Blood and saving up for veterinary bills for any rescues that end up incoming. We're advertising more frequently that, hey, just a reminder, Ramsey Loft is an Augusta local pigeon rescue. If you find lost or injured pigeons, here's my number, let me know. Anyway, let's move on to happier things and hope tomorrow is better.